Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. It's quite sunny here, so if I'm always squinting, I apologize. Still in Amsterdam on business. It's also quite windy, hope you can hear me. I have a very real question, this isn't a joke. I just saw a video on Instagram discussing that there's one or two different countries right now who are currently purchasing a lot of gold. The first video that I saw was discussing, I believe it's Zimbabwe. I think it's Zimbabwe is purchasing a lot of gold to try and like prop up their currency. There's also another one in Africa, and there's also one in China as well. Basically, they said it was China. Basically, the idea is that they see that the US dollar is not doing too well, other currencies are falling. So therefore, they're thinking of making new currencies and pegging them to gold. So I saw the news and I was like, sure, why not? I'm very nosy. So I decided to look into the comment section. And I saw that apparently a lot of people not only agreed with them, but were trying to persuade other people to also like buy a lot of gold. Now, that's the part where it got like a little bit weird for me. Let this person pass by. Or not, okay. That's where it got a little bit weird for me because, so as long as I've been in the space, as long as I've been able to count, we've seen over the course of the last couple of years that it's not, how do I even say this? We know that Bitcoin has outperformed just about every other asset, if not every other asset over the course of the last 15 years. But the comments that they were discussing or that they were going over was that over the course of the last 10 years that gold was the best performing asset. And we know that it wasn't. So I think the question I'm trying to ask, without getting hit by a bike, is there actually anyone out there who believes that information? I can understand that people in the comment section might not have had any exposure to the space and or might not understand exactly the movements of a lot of different markets. But we know that, for those of you who missed it, over the course of the last, what is it? It's supposed to be 15 years. You know the old saying, if you had put $1 into gold, $1 into Bitcoin, after 15 years, trying not to get hit, you would have about, I think, made $2 in gold and roughly around, I think it's $3 million worth of Bitcoin. So the gigantic problem is that we have those numbers and we know those numbers. So why is it that people continue acting like it's not a thing? Even like you've had time to actually even swap and go to different assets and buy different things. But what's the thing that's holding people back? What's the perception or what's the reasoning for having to lie to tell other people something that's not actually true? And this has only gotten even worse over the course of the last couple of weeks as gold, I think, moved up by $200. That guy Peter Schiff was on television talking about how it's not like the best performing asset out there, and it's like, no, we know that you're lying because it just moved up now. People are also calling for like a $7,000 gold and all this other nonsense, but I've also heard that since around 2012, like I was telling all of you before. That's one of the main things that actually got me into crypto, because I kept on hearing all these people talking about how gold was going to perform or outperform every other asset, and then it just simply didn't and hasn't, and it's not going to. So I saw, once again, saw in the comment section, and it's one of those moments where like I have to ask myself, like, do I want to comment? Because I know that I'm not going to win the conversation. You can't win with people who have like a similar, the word's not conviction. If they all like come together and basically tell me one form of information that I know that's not true, I can't win against them. So is there still someone out there that actually has gold, is holding on to gold? This isn't like a bullying kind of moment. It's more of I really want to know. Like, I want to know what's holding you back. Is it something sentimental? Is it the fact that you bought it years ago? Is it the fact that it has like a date stamped on it? Because I know a lot of people collect gold coins and some of them say 2012 on it, and therefore it has some kind of extra value to a lot of people because, you know, it is older or has like some kind of like collectability. Yeah, I think that's my main question. What's stopping a lot of people from leaving older assets that they know aren't performing? It's like similar. It's exactly the same if we had a conversation about bonds, and you knew for a fact that bonds were not performing well, or bonds were only getting you 1% of your money every single year, when you saw that the rate of inflation was 4%, what's the thing that's stopping you from swapping out, being like, okay, cool, I wasn't correct, and then moving to a better asset? That's my question. I think that's pretty much all I had to say, because I keep thinking that people are joking, then I figure out that they're not. And people, like, I keep looking around for so many different forms of information or things like that, and no one can provide me with anything other than, oh, this was also the main argument that they had. This is a really cool bridge, by the way. See if I can show you. I don't know what that is over there, but it looks very cool. One of the main arguments as well was that you should invest in gold because it puts you right where inflation is. So all the people were talking about that they preferred it because no matter what the inflation rate was, that's exactly where the price actually went up to, which is also a lie. Because I remember, was it 2010, 2011, I think it was 1,200. Now it's 22 something or other. I don't look at the price every single day. And that's it's just completely incorrect, especially when you would have or could have potentially, watch what I'm saying as I'm walking by people. I can't say the phrase you would have made millions of dollars without looking a little bit too weird in public. Yeah, kind of odd. I don't get it. I don't think I really want to get it, especially with all the I don't know, I find it really weird, but this has been happening for a while. Countries are usually always buying gold, but the problem is that we know that there's always more to be found, so it's not like there's actual relative scarcity, especially when we continue to find it in different other places, and we know that there's always more to be found as well. But I think this is also a problem that I had years ago when I was telling people, a lot of cars, about the market, and a lot of my friends were just into stocks and stuff like that, and I was telling them, this is a generalized idea. If you just put an allocation of 1 to 2% of what you have inside of stocks into the cryptocurrency market and see where the market performs over the course of 5 years, you're gonna have your answer. So I told a couple of friends as well. I told you the story a long time ago. I had a friend, he was thinking of either getting into gold or getting into crypto, and he actually got into both, but I think gold, his allocation was a little bit more. Luckily for him, he followed my advice. He saw that the price of Bitcoin over the course of that time had also gone up, and guess where he made more money? Of course he did. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like people are joking, or that they're just trying to get other people, this could also be a thing, to get other people to not be in the market because they want prices to stay low. And if you have too many people figuring out what the actual money maker is that a thing? I don't know. I keep telling myself it is. Okay, before I get run over by something, because there's far too much happening every single corner. I do hope you've all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking. If I seem out of breath, I've been walking for the last 6 hours. A little tired. Talking to you all soon. See you.